Okay, let's move to our sample problem number 1. So, nado ko ni nag-skate diri no, reaches point A. So, point A at this instant along the parabolic path as shown below. Okay, so inyong if you remember nung parabolic path is a curve, a second degree curve. So kaning parabolic path is kung yung makita is na mo ni siya yung parabolic path. Okay? So it has an equation nga given no y is equal to 1 over 20x squared. So he has a speed of 6 meters per second, which is increasing at 2 meters per second squared. Determine the direction of his velocity and the direction and magnitude of his acceleration at this instant. Neglect the size of the skier in the calculation. So, mo to siya. Saan man ni nato pag-solve? Unsa may given? Say problem. So, first nato makita din he has a speed of 6 meters per second. 6 meters per second. So, in the diagram natay velocity at point A. So, kaning speed, if you remember, no, pwede na to mo gamit og katong given nga v ana sub A or v sub A, whatever, or v sub A. This is just the same velocity which is equal to 6 meters per seconds. And then, ingon siya ang speed niya is increasing at 2 meters per second squared. So, unsa man nga acceleration, tangential or normal? So, inyong i-denote nga kaning speed nga velocity is tangential. Ang velocity daw nga tangential is nag-increase at 2 meters per second squared. Since tangential man nga velocity ang nag-increase, sa ato pa, ang kaning nga acceleration is the tangential acceleration. We use the symbol A sub t, no? Which is equal to 2 meters per second squared. So, man itong given. And then, unsa gi pa nga isa to direction of the velocity, direction and the magnitude of his acceleration at this instant. Neglect the size. So, i-neglect nato yung size sa calculation. So, kung sa kuan, sa unsa ni projectile motion atong direction is x or y, this is positional. Here, ato ang makuha nga atong ang gipangay nga direction ni velocity since tangential man ni siya. Wala may sa before kay wala man tingon nga direction ni velocity. So we use the angle, no, or the slope of the curve. So this is the curve. We have the equation y is equal to 1 over 20x squared. So natay tulo nga kuan problem. Direction of velocity. Direction of the acceleration. Magnitude of the acceleration. Sayon na nato buhaton. Okay? So if inyong makita, kung ato makita nga this is a curve, and then at point A, from ground paingon at point A, that is 5 meters height, and then from this point to point A, that is 10 meters. So direction of the velocity then, kung inyong makita, diba, ang velocity is just tangent to the curve. So tangent is ang velocity ani nga point nakatangent siya. This is the slope at this point. So saan man na nato unsa may gamito nato? So if you remember no sa tong mathematics, di ba ang slope is denoted by symbol m. The slope is just rise over run. Di ba? So unsa may next unsa may connection ani sir sa slope sa velocity. So this is the parabolic function. Di ba this kung yung makita y mura ni siya og kuan gyapon. It denotes distance, di ba? And you know that the velocity is just equal to the derivative of the position with respect to time. Or the first derivative of this function, the derivative of y along x with respect to x. So since we cannot use this one, then we can ensure that the velocity, since this is line, it is the slope at this point, is just the change or the derivative of this function with respect to x. So ang derivative ani, so dy over dx is just equal to, by the power rule, 2, 1 over 20 times 2 to x equals to 1 over 10x. So this is the velocity, dy over dx. And then, so ano to pagkuha sa angle ni velocity? Okay. So ako lang kanang para for representation, this is the curve. Then this is si velocity. Si velocity ga-form na siya og angle. We call that theta. So mo ni atong pangita nga direction, this one kay panaog man siya. But it forms angle theta here and here. So this is the slope. The slope is just the rise over run. So kung ato na i-drawing, no, di ba, naka-line mo na siya ang slope. This is the rise, and then this is the run. So ang slope is just the rise over run. So if this is theta, sa may trigonometric function ato magamit ni rise over run. If you can see in the right triangle, this is the opposite over adjacent. Slope is the opposite over adjacent. So this is the opposite over adjacent. So if you recall, ang trigonometric function nga na opposite over adjacent, that is tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, or rise over run, or simply the m or the slope. So i-connect na to silang duha. So na ay relationship, no? So tangent theta is just equal to, so atong giingon, di ba, velocity is katong slope, nakatangent siya, just equal to 1 over 10x. So unknown si theta, unknown baka si x. So natay given nga distance. A is at x is equal to 10 meters and y is equal to 5 meters. Since x are may na dire, so we can use 10 meters. So you're substituting in this equation, 1 over 10 times 10. So our tangent theta is equal to 1. And then now we can solve the theta in degrees. So tangent theta equals to 1. Then the inverse, tangent inverse of 1. So the theta, or the direction of the velocity, is tangent 1, that is equal to 45 degrees. But since this is a vector, kabalo mo ta nga panaog si velocity, at therefore the velocity at a, which is equal to 6 meters per seconds, is moving like this, no? 45 degrees. So this is the answer to the first problem, direction of the velocity. Next, we're asked the direction of the acceleration and then the magnitude of acceleration. Okay. So we were asked, so ang magnitude of direction. So di ba natay equation ni magnitude, ang acceleration nga magnitude, acceleration is just equal to square of the tangent plus square of the normal acceleration. So recall atong tangent acceleration is 2 meters per second squared na and then ang normal acceleration is just equal to square of the velocity over rho. Now the question is, wala man tay rho. So we have velocity, kani siya, but we don't have the rho. So atong gamiton tong formula nga given, atong rho diba is equal to 1 plus the first derivative y prime square to the 3 halves over the y double prime. So kung inyong nadumduman, atong y prime dy over dx is 1 over 10x. So y prime is just equal to 1 over 10x. And then atong second derivative would be just 1 over 10. And then so naman tayo given nga x distance, diba? That is 10 meters. Substitute it here. So itong first derivative is just equal to 1. Substituting these values here, we have rho is equal to 1 plus this 1 squared raised to the 3 halves over 1 over 10 equals to 2 raised to the 3 halves over 1 over 10. Pila maning 2 raised to 3 halves? 2 raised to 3 halves is 2.828 over 1 over 10. So ruling no sa fraction of a fraction, division of a fraction. So this is numerator, this is the denominator. So natin ito nga mahimo din siyang numerator times the reciprocal of the denominator. So mabali siya. So 1 over 10 mahimo na siyang 10 over 1. So wala wala si 1. So 2.828 times 10. Our radius of curvature is equal to 28.28 meters. Take note of the units. So na natin tangential acceleration. We have the normal, we have the rho, natay v. Then therefore we can solve for the normal acceleration. Okay, substituting the values. So the square of the velocity over rho. Velocity is 6 meters per second squared over the rho, 28.28. 36 over 28.28. Ato ang normal acceleration by 28.28 is 1.273 meters per second squared. Sir, mauna ba ni siya? No, kulang pa. So natin gipangayuan ta og magnitude or direction. So ato na lang unahan og si magnitude. So ato ang magnitude kato si A is equal to square root of 80 squared plus A sub n squared. So atong tangential that is 2. So 2 squared plus 1.273 squared. Extracting into square root. So ang magnitude sa acceleration is just equal to 2 squared plus 1.273 squared. 2.371 meters per second squared. So how about the direction? So ang direction is, diba, if you remember, magamit ta og theta. So kung atong i-drawing, no, kung naano siya curve, then this is the particle. Nadiri ang katong ka-skate. This is point A. Let's say this is the velocity. So acceleration is same like this, no? And then normal acceleration niya, A sub n, this is the normal acceleration. This is 90 degrees. Okay? And then I reduce na to dire some point. This is rho. This is the origin. So ang direction nato sa acceleration is kung unsa pila siya ka degrees. So sa ingani situation, downward sa x component. So kung ato ni extend dire, if you remember, direction and acceleration nga tangent ug velocity is the same. And then we have an angle here of 45 degrees. Right? So since this is the velocity, 90 degrees po ni siya dire. Kasi man sila direction, 90 degrees. Karon ato ning pangitaon, pila man ni siya dire. Let's say this is angle theta na pod. Kaya di mo ta sure. So natin 45 natin 90, wate kabalon si angle dire. So saan man ni nato. Okay, so we can use another method no mura gyapon nato siya gihimong triangle. So if you notice this one, pato nang akong i-drawing, natay normal acceleration, and then kani siya to ibaba diri no graphical method. We have the tangential acceleration. So we can assume that this is the acceleration. So this is 90 degrees. So this is the acceleration A. Mo ni atong kwaon karon. But this is not yet the direction kay hindi pa manimabala na to kung pila yung degrees below the horizontal or x of component. So atong normal atong tangential, this is 2 meters per second squared. Ato ang normal acceleration is 1.273 meters per second squared. Then we have these, the A and then the theta. So unsa man ni siya, unsa may relationship ani niya kani ug kani. So this is the hypotenuse kani A. Therefore this is the like the opposite over the adjacent. No, kung ato ni siyang tarungon og plus star, something like this. Ang theta kani siya, tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So atong trigonometric function nga atong gamiton is the tangent. So tangent theta is equal to opposite ang 80 tangential acceleration over the normal acceleration. So we can have 2 over 1.273. Itong theta is just equal to tan inverse 2 divided 1.273, 57.523 degrees. Now, let's say this is alpha. Ano ni ito ang pangitaon? Pila ka degrees, this is the normal, this is tangential acceleration. So let's say, pila ka degrees si acceleration from the horizontal nga component. Diba nyo makita nga gapaana mo ito yung direction. So, pila ang degrees ni acceleration along the x-axis or the horizontal. So, simple that atong buhato, no? So, in the straight line, diba natoy, sa to natoy 45 degrees, natoy 45 degrees, then 90 degrees ana, let's say this is the direction of the acceleration, tangential acceleration. 90 degrees ana is natay normal acceleration, and then at this point, let's say at this point naa-diri si acceleration. So ato na siyang kwaon. Let's say this is alpha. Na naman tayo angle ni di ba? This is 57.523 degrees. So to get this alpha, pwede na to i-add sila tanan minus 180 because this is 180. So ang direction niya is 57.523 degrees plus this one, this is 90 degrees plus 45 degrees minus 180 degrees, mo na lang imabilin, equals 12.523 degrees. So this is the direction of the acceleration. So acceleration, itong magnitude, pila ganito? It's 2.371. So the acceleration, 2.371 meters per second squared. And direction is at 12.523 degrees. This one.